Conversations with the Citizen. I'm your host, Tia Carol Jones. I'm here today with Latrice Mosley Smith. Latrice is an advocate and an entrepreneur. She is the founder of Purple Hose and Healing Foundation, Inc., Hott Hosiery, LLC, and 820 Consulting. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm Latrice Mosley Smith. I have a daughter that is 16 years old. I am a former employee with the government. I left my good government job to take care of my mother.
Okay.
But as you just read, I am an advocate, I'm an entrepreneur, and now I'm like a double entrepreneur. So life is good, and I believe it's all about timing.
Great. Why did you start Purple Hose and Healing Foundation, Inc.?
Well, I started the foundation in honor of my mother, but
Okay.
before I can fully explain about the foundation, I want to take a step back and
Sure.
kind of tell you how it all evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And one would be the Hott Fishnet Hosiery Company that's now LLC.
Okay.
That was launched back in 2014. And my mother was the biggest cheerleader. And she was the one that said, you're not going to be able to work your good government job and take care of all these pantyhose that the orders are coming in. So we shared a very close relationship. I am the only child with an only child. And when she passed away in 2014, that's when I had to do something in her honor. We shared a close relationship, and we also shared a secret. It was the fact that my mother survived 5 years of abuse, physical, mental, and emotional abuse at the hands of my biological father, but she couldn't beat 2 years of colon cancer. So we never discussed the domestic violence until he passed away in 2013. It was like we didn't want to bring it up because you've always been told what happens in the house stays in the house. And we held that for so long. And after she passed away in August, like 10 days before my birthday, I knew that I had to make a huge impact in her honor. And that's when I founded the very first Purple Hose and Healing 5K. And what we did was we walked in purple fishnets and purple heels on the concrete. And we walked a mile in our sister's shoes, and we looked at it as if we can walk a mile in high heels, and if everyone have ever wore a pair of high heels, my females, and you put them on concrete, you're gonna feel some pain. Mm-hmm. And what we wanted to do and bring awareness is that's just a small pinch of pain that these victims, now survivors, because some of them don't survive, go through on an everyday basis.
What are some of the ways the foundation gives back to the community?
Well, to be honest with you, we just became an official foundation.
Okay.
And that was during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. That was in November of 2020. And prior to being a foundation for the past, I would say 7 years, what we were doing was, as I previously mentioned, I held the very first Purple Hose 5K. And the money that was raised, and at that time it was $2,000. That was our very first one. We had over 200 attendees. Target was our corporate sponsor, and we donated those funds to the South Suburban Family Shelter. Okay. And we've been doing that up until now. Okay. So those monies won't be going to the South Suburban Family Shelter anymore. It's going to be going toward the Purple Hose and Healing Foundation. And our goal is to every year, starting October 2022, to give 3 scholarships to deserving high school seniors that are in a domestic violence relationship. Okay. Or witnessed a relationship in the home like I did.
Okay. Where does the inspiration to do what you do come from?
Oh my goodness, I'm a people person. I'm the only child, so you have to be real creative. You have to make friends. When you're by yourself, you have to be happy with yourself. And I've always been energetic. And with losing a parent in 2013, and then another parent in 2014, and you only have one child, you have no other option but to succeed. There's no room for failure. So my strength comes from God, number one, and He just keeps me moving, and I'm not going to stop until I can't.
Okay. How did you come up with the idea for Hott Hosiery and then the LLC?
That's a funny story. That's why I had to smile. So I attend Victory Apostolic Church in Madison, Illinois, and been there since 2003.
Okay.
So I was tapped to be the church announcer. And you know, when you go to church, especially Apostolic Church, you have to have pantyhose on. Okay. And I was raised in a Baptist church, and you couldn't come inside the church unless you had pantyhose on. So I had regular nylons, and I used to have to run around the church and find the announcements from the previous announcer, because we had 2 services. And when I would get up to the podium, I had to run. And I'm like, no, this is unacceptable. So I did some research and said, what is going to be a pair of hosiery that won't rip, run, or tear? And I found it was fishnets. So I started just going everywhere, going to Carson's, going to Macy's, Bloomingdale, just purchasing them. And I did that for several years. And people were asking me, where did you get your hosiery from? And so I would tell them, and I started purchasing for them, and they would give my money back. And then a good girlfriend said, well, if you're buying the pantyhose and they're buying them because they see them on you, why don't you start your own line? And that's what happened. On August the 18th, 2012, I launched the Hott Fishnet Hosiery in Atlanta, Georgia. Why Atlanta, Georgia? Because I just want to be different.
Okay.
Didn't know anybody. Didn't care if anybody came, but they did. And we had a great time, and we've been doing very well since then. It's been nonstop.
Why did you want to create inclusive sizes?
Well, I've never been a small young lady. And what I did see when I was buying the hosiery, it just basically came in regular size. So when I would go out, people would say, well, do you have anything for the big girls? And I said, you know what, I really hadn't thought about that, although I was able to wear the regular size pantyhose. And I said, you know what, let me do some research. So I did the research, found a distributor that was able to assist me with manufacturing the larger size. And we don't call them queen, we call them curvy. Okay. And I'm just gonna say this, I have more curvy customers than I do regular customers. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to give them the same type of enthusiasm, the same type of look as a small girl's. And we always say, once you purchase a pair, you've been hosed.
And so then can you also talk about some of your clients that you have, or some of the people who have worn your hosiery?
Oh, okay. So Val Warner of Windy City Live, she's my brand ambassador. We love Val. Michael Matera. Oh my goodness. Tamala Mann. Darlene Hill. Terry Vaughn. I'm trying to think. What is my girlfriend? Jackie. Jack A.
Okay.
Jack A. She was in a play. And I wish I would have thought about this, because I would have wrote them down, because those are the ones that just pop out in my head. But yeah, we've had the opportunity to really get my brand out there. And when I say timing is everything. In the 7 years that we've been in existence, I've had the opportunity to sit in several places, and I was able to show my hose, and they wore my hose, and I got sales from them. So that's a blessing.
That's great. How do you use the proceeds to give back to the community?
Well, as I mentioned, South Suburban Family Shelter is a huge organization, and they do offer the services to the public, and it's free. Okay. So they get their monies from donations. So that's how we are able to assist these individuals with counseling and food, clothing, shelter. So we're just playing our part by giving the financial portion of it so they can continue with their services. Where do you find the time and energy to do all of these things? You have great energy, I have to say. And guess what? I do not drink coffee. Oh, yeah. This is just me. I don't know if you all are really into signs, but I love my sign. It's a Leo. Okay. And I just come energetic. I love people. I'm a people person. My degrees are in social work. It's in criminal justice and public administration. Those are all dealing with the public. So I was born to be a leader, and I was born to make people happy. And that's with my personality and my energy.
Okay. What made you decide to start 820 Consulting, and what are some of the services that you offer?
Yes, that also happened during the pandemic, and it launched February the 1st. And what's so ironic about the branding and the company is that I tried to do it last year. Okay. And 820 is my birthday. Did you all know that? So the goal was to launch it on 8/20/2020. Okay. Was wonderful, right? Didn't work out. And so I just kind of sat on it. And then I had a soror, and I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Ooh. And she kind of put it into my spirit. She said, Latrice, think about it. You have been on TV, you've been in the news, you've been on the radio, you've been in all these different media arenas, and you've never had a publicist. And I said, yes. You want to know why? Because they charge $3,000 a month, which I did not have. And who can brand me better than me? Okay. Nobody else. Okay. So that was what I did for myself. I never thought about doing it for others. And she just stayed on me and said, you have to do it. I'm going to be your first client. And so, like I said, it didn't work out 8/20/2020, but February the 1st we launched. And I must say, God is awesome, because I've been moving and shaking since then, and I've been busy. And I like to thank Citizen, because you all blessed 2 of my clients. And now you're blessing me. Thank you.
And I didn't even know that you had just started in February.
I just started.
I thought that you had...
No.
Okay.
And you know, this is not what I do, but I know how to talk.
Oh, right.
And I know how to sell myself. And now I'm selling them.
Well, that's perfect. How did COVID-19 change how you do what you do?
It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't change. The change was me creating 2 new businesses, which, like I said, I was able to get incorporated with the foundation. I have my board members. They're amazing, 6 African-American young ladies. We just finished our first campaign. I don't know if you all saw it on social media, but it is 9 for 9. And basically every 9 seconds, a woman is assaulted or beaten in the United States. So we went with the campaign, $9 for every 9 seconds. And I have to say, today was the 9th day. We did it for 9 days, okay. And we were only supposed to raise $900. Right now, we're looking at $2,100 for people donating $9. So a small amount can make a huge difference. And I'm so blessed that it's doing well. And it's, you know what, I always say you expect the unexpected. And I didn't expect $2,100 from people giving $9. Yeah.
Where can people go to find out more about all of your companies and organizations? Everything.
Right. So the Hott Fishnet Hosiery is definitely on social media, and it's Hott Hosiery LLC on Facebook and Instagram. Latrice Mosley Smith is my name. You'll see all of my different businesses, because I post every day, all day. 820 Consulting LLC is also on Facebook, and it's the same as I just stated, 820 Consulting. And the website for the hosiery is hothosierycompany.site. I'm just working on my website for 820, and you can also find me, same names, on Instagram. Nothing changed. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I am just so honored to be sitting in this seat. I am thankful to you, because here I am working for my clients, and you all saw something that was newsworthy and brought me in. So thank you. And I just want to wish everyone that's here and listening and watching a happy Mother's Day.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it.
make plans to join us again next week for Conversations with the Citizen.